everyone, welcome. I hope you can probably hear me at least. Welcome to I guess it's, as per usual, a bit of a different live stream. I thought that it would be fun and helpful for those who then watch in the future to kind of have, and hopefully now as well, to kind of have a bit of a chat about different Black Friday deals, either really good deals, bad deals, just all deals. I thought it would also be helpful if I can show you what is on sale at Jackson's, because I know that not everybody can see can kind of like see it all at the same time. So I figured we'd do that and then chat. And then I also wanted to go through a little project that I am going to be doing on my own, but I wanted to share it with you so that if you want to do the same and stay inspired, then you can follow along. So I'll go really quickly through this. Hopefully you can see my screen, and hopefully I don't like dox myself as as I do this, because I'm not used to doing the screen share, so it's a bit of an experience as always. Hey Bat Squash, and hey a watercolorist, and Sonia and Pamela, I hope that you enjoy the stream. Yeah, so let's see. When it comes to the deal, so obviously I'd shared when there were the early Black Friday deals, and now they're doing the like full Black Friday deals. But I have to admit, I'm going to show you them so that you can see what's available and we can kind of discuss amongst ourselves in case there is a good deal. But I wasn't like majorly tempted this year by much. I'll show you, or I'll tell you what I got. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just a me thing or everyone thing. And then also when I was looking online for like gift guides and inspiration and stuff, I was just seeing the same PR stuff recommended over and over and over again. So that left me feeling quite uninspired, which is what then led to me doing my own project, which I'll share towards the end. But anyway, these are like the things that are available, okay, because I know not everyone has the same thing. The one thing that is here that I did get is the Holbein acrylic wash set because it was 40% off, but also I like the acrylic wash. It makes sense, it's a good price. What I was hoping for was normal gouache, and normal gouache came on for like a day or so, and while I was thinking about it, it then disappeared again. So I guess it's a you snooze you lose kind of situation. Hey Astroglial, can you guys see it? Is it moving for you or not? I don't know if I'm doing this properly. Maybe I'm not doing stop strew. I actually don't know if I'm doing it. Can you tell me what you see? Like, are you seeing the page moving or not? Because I did something by accident before and maybe I broke it. Hey Derwood. So those are my arms. Okay, so you can see my arms. No, it's not moving. You know what? I blame myself because I saw that it was doing the screen sharing thing, and then I told it to stop, and now I don't know how to bring it back. Can I duplicate this? Okay, you're seeing the gifts for creative souls, but you're not seeing that I'm actually moving. So let me this is a tricky one to do then, because if I accidentally share my address which is possible, then we'll just act like it didn't happen, and on replay I'll remove it. Oh, sorry, is it doing the weird screen thing? Window capture. Oops. Uh-oh. now you can see what I can see. I don't know why it's not working. Hold on, oops. How about as I do that, I will we'll have this bit for now. While I try and figure that out. I'm so worried that I'll come and like share something completely inappropriate. Oh, this is so annoying. Sorry. Okay. Ooh. You see, it seems that it doesn't matter how many times you do live streams, it's still always a learning experience. At least for me. Okay, I'm hoping that now I've got it and it's moving. I know. Oh, it's always so tricky with things like this, especially when it's live, because if I go back and I remove part of the video, then the whole chat disappears. And I actually think that the beauty and the benefit of the live streams is the chat. Yeah, I know, Durwood. I was actually feeling the same way. So I was like, okay, I don't want to bring everyone down with my negativity. So that I thought I would share, so that at least when we look back in the future, because I actually looked back on my old videos to see what was on sale last year and how the prices compared and stuff. So we'll still have this as a resource. But yeah, the one thing that I was saying is that so these prices are legit. They're fine, actually. I just wasn't that interested in the things that were available for sale, apart from the Holbein acrylic wash that was £61 from 102. And I like the acrylic wash. I love the normal gouache. I really wanted the normal gouache to go on sale, and it did for a day. And while I was contemplating it, it went back to normal price. And the reason that I was contemplating it is that it was a set of 24 for like £77. And obviously that's not a small amount of money. And I was just thinking to myself, should I get the 24 colours, or is it better for me to just get fewer of the colours that I know I will use? Like, you know, as nice as the set is, should I just spend less, was basically my thinking. And some of the sets are kind of cool. Like this set is cool, although I'm tempted by the pink set, which isn't available on Jackson's. So anyway, I'm just showing you because I think not everyone can see the Holbein deals, and I feel like those are probably the best. The Etcher golden set, I finished one and I've got another one of these. I didn't get it during Black Friday, but I thought, okay, that's a decent price, because normally it used to be £30. Obviously everything has gone up since, so £23 is okay. It's different to this set, which is the pearlescent set that I don't have, just because I tend to prefer the gold colours. Let me see. Yeah, a watercolorist. They can't put the Derwent drawing on sale as Derwent ran out. I'm not surprised actually, because I know that there was a big like interest in them, and to be honest, I bought a few open stock colors myself a little while back. Again, not on Black Friday sale. I just got it, and that's the thing. Sometimes, isn't there like a saying about like how you can go broke on sales? Something like that. Like people can go broke trying to save money, you know, just when you end up buying things just because they're on sale as opposed to because they're good value, which can sometimes be the case. That being said, I think also I'm not like the normal person in that I have a lot of supplies, so that might be why the supplies that are available weren't really exciting me much. I did get this as well, this £1.20 sketchbook. That is actually one of the things that I'm quite looking forward to using, which goes to show sometimes it's not the most expensive things that are worth it. I was tempted by this as well, this Lyra brush, purely because of the price, like $260 from $13, and I thought maybe they'd be like Tombos. So admittedly they are in my basket, but obviously it's $260, so I haven't like pulled the trigger because it's more of a want rather than a need. Again, kind of tempted by this, but equally I have plenty of sketchbooks. And let me say, what I did buy was the sketchbooks by Koval. Maybe I'll show you. Maybe now that I've figured out this screen sharing thing, I can show you his website. But basically, it's owned by a man, Tom, who makes his own sketchbooks by hand with Saunders, Arches, Fabriano or Lana papers, like a range of different papers, but they're made by hand. And I thought that, you know what, in this in this world, it's just nice to like support an artist and a person directly. And so I bought his sketchbooks. He is doing 25% off, which is wild. So yeah, I bought it both not on sale, but also he did a Black Friday sale today. So I bought some of the sketchbooks because I liked the idea of supporting a small business. So I think these are probably the main deals, like the Holbein watercolors, with the probably best one being the Holbein granulating watercolors that were 50% off. These ones are still pretty decently discounted. I'm not the Schminke Naturals. I feel like it split everyone. Oh, Astroglio, your current one. Yes, it's Koval as well. I bought his sketchbooks when I went to Poland, and like seeing them in person and just seeing the craftsmanship, because I've made my own sketchbooks and it is a labor of love. so when I saw that he makes them, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Let me see what it's like. And then, yeah, I just had so much respect for him. I think it's one thing, like theoretically, I love and I like handmade things in general. But I think having made my own watercolors and having made my own sketchbooks by hand just made me think about how much time and effort goes into making them, especially to a high quality. And so I wanted to support him. And yeah, as I said, he's doing a 25% sale, and he is based in Poland, but he says his shipping has no customs. So that's because usually I don't buy from abroad because I'm so worried about getting hit with unexpected fees. But he specifically said no customs. Anyway, I'm hoping that this is helpful looking through, and maybe you would see a good deal that kind of applies to you. And that's the thing. The one thing I will say about these is that the deals are decent. So like Holbein soft pastels, £49 from 82. And the thing that I'll rate about Jackson's is that what I'm seeing in a lot of places, I guess Amazon's not really moderated, so I shouldn't be surprised. But like some of the prices, because I put everything inside my basket before Black Friday and I have things in lists and saved for later and whatever, so I can see when the prices fluctuate. A lot of the stuff actually got more expensive, which I can't really understand how that's legit. So they got more expensive, and some of them say Black Friday and are just in red font, but the price is the same. Some of them say Black Friday and they've taken a percentage off, but it's still more expensive than it was before. And very few were actually cheaper, which I think just put me off. Yeah, so I don't know. The Natural set, I never tried them, and I was kind of split about it in terms of maybe it might be worth trying. But when I looked at videos, in honesty, it didn't look like the kind of paints that I would be inclined to use. I am tempted by the pink palette, that's Schminke, because obviously I made that video talking about artist confessions, and in it I kind of spoke about Schminke paints and how, you know, I like them, but I was kind of underwhelmed. Like I didn't, you know, I was just like, oh, okay, they're cool, they're nice. No biggie. But so many people kind of shared like, no, they're really awesome. And I kind of thought, well, you know what, I used to also underrate Sennelier, and now I really like them, so maybe I should give them a bit more of a shot. So maybe I'll do that. So that's the leading brand sale, and then Jackson's are doing their sale on their own supplies, of which for me obviously the best are the watercolors. You know, if you know about the similarity to Sennelier. So they are probably good deals. Although I feel like a lot of the colours were sold out, but maybe not. This is like the price-ish that we are looking. Is that PY40? Yeah, it's a true PY40. I wouldn't get this colour. I was just curious to see if it was a hue or the real thing. So yeah, their watercolors are probably one of the good things. And then also, you know, all these blocks that they do. So they do like the Bockingford blocks, because Bockingford is the same company that makes the Saunders paper, make Bockingford paper, only that Bockingford is cellulose. So anyway, these blocks and pads that Jackson's make are usually quite good quality. And then obviously I haven't got any of their easels. Oh yeah, the other thing I would say is their brushes. So the brushes that I get are the Icon, these ones, the Icon watercolor brushes, and I use them for gouache actually. So they work for watercolor too, obviously, the watercolor brushes, but they're a little bit more on the stiff side, and so they work well for me for that. So that's the Jackson sales. Oh, the other thing that I'll share, so usually when I look for offers, I will also go to here, offers, and then you can see more. So like there's a watercolor gift sale, for example, that isn't on the homepage. There's a Daniel Smith sale, which I think is on the homepage. And Daniel Smith rarely go on sale, so I think this is better for UK people as opposed to US people. I think that in the US, Daniel Smith is a bit cheaper than we get it here in the UK. Let me know if you agree. But yeah, so what I was going to show you is that not only are there the other sales, but then also there's like clearance, and sometimes they change this quite often, but sometimes there can be good deals in the clearance side as well. So when we had the November 2024 by Roman Schmall, it was inside the clearance, and unfortunately it's not here anymore, it's sold out. But like the Schminke, these colors, for example, being $7.50, that's a good deal. And it sometimes takes a little bit of looking to find, but you can. It's just annoying that you have to go in each category. Sometimes they change it so you can just scroll to the bottom and just see everything. And sometimes they break it up like this. This is a good deal, for example. Anyway, and I guess knowing what deal is good or bad kind of comes from spending a wild amount of time looking, which is what I tend to do. So if you don't want to do that, that's completely fine. I will say that if you're looking on Jackson's, the prices are decent. I just wasn't overly enamored by the products that were available there. If you're looking on Amazon, I would do price comparison with other places, because some of the prices are just called Black Friday and higher. And I guess with everything, just doing price comparison. I just want to check what everyone is saying. Derwood, I saved no money for Koval sketchbooks. I looked at them, and all my current stack sketchbooks glared at me. Yeah, no, I completely understand. And that's the thing. I think one of the things that perhaps comes, if we'd say like looking at the lessons that I have learned having bought loads of art supplies, is that ultimately the best supplies are the ones that you're actually going to use. And it is helpful to like sometimes just look through your stash again, because you would be surprised by like everything. I think the thing that makes it hard for artists, or perhaps good for artists, is that we see potential in everything. And so because we're seeing so much potential in all these different suppliers, it's kind of, you know, the want for me doesn't ever really stop. Like there's always, to a certain extent, if I wanted to, I could like start thinking like, actually I want to try the Schminke set, I should get this one. I've used the Canson paper and it's nice, so that's decent. I like these Stabilos, and that's a really good deal, so maybe I should get this. But then the logical part of my brain has to be like, I already have the Stabilo pencils, I don't need to get more, even though this one comes with a sharpener and so on and so forth. Anyway, I'm saying that if you look at your own supplies, that can sometimes help quench that want or desire. And if it doesn't, and you look at your supplies and you're like, oh, but my supplies are boring and I don't want them, blah blah, try giving away the supplies, and then all of a sudden that quench that you had for them, that passion that you had for them comes back. Because all of a sudden you're like, no, I can't get rid of it because this project and that project and this project, and then actually do the projects, which is, like I said, what kind of led to what I've been doing. But yeah, that's the thing. The customs bill is what stops me from buying from abroad almost always, to be honest. I usually just buy from Jackson's for that reason. I've bought from Art Miranda as well, and I didn't get customs from that. But yeah, I always have it in the back of my mind, I guess. Kovo, sponsor. You know what, Derwood? I did think about that and asking, but honestly, I felt too bad to ask someone to make that many, like to make sketchbooks by hand. Like, I just felt like it would be so mean to ask him to do that. Yeah, so that was why I didn't, but the thought did cross my mind because I think it would be amazing to use his sketchbooks. Oh, Astroglio, I completely understand. So we're talking about, just in case, hold on, I'm just trying to figure out how I can go to the next page without exposing my whole address. I'll show you his site just in case, so you know what we're talking about. Can you see? So it is KOVL, sorry, Kobo. And these are the sketchbooks. So as you can see, they're like varying sizes, but they're all handmade. And he, like, you know, you can watch him on Instagram post videos of him making these sketchbooks by hand. They're lay flat, 100% cotton. And he's an artist himself, so you can kind of see his artistic license. Like these sketchbooks, for example, which is one of the ones I got, lays flat, and each cover he paints himself. Like, so every cover is slightly different because they're all painted by himself. And this is the price, £74.84 for this sketchbook, which is 29 by 25 centimeters, or the inches if you prefer. But then he's doing a sale for today where you can get 25% off if you type in BF Koval at the checkout. So what I did was I saw it. I went, I bought the sketchbooks that I wanted, and then I posted about it. Because I was like, I still remember, and I'm still somewhat salty about the time that I didn't do that. And by the time I ended the live stream, the set that I wanted was sold out. So I learned from last time. Oh, Sonia, if you want the real Orielin, then you can get the Jackson's one is the real one. And who else? I think Winsor and Newton had the real one as well. I don't know if they discontinued it. It's like the PY40 one. No way. Did that really happen, a watercolorist with the Jacksons? I'm surprised. Hey, Gina. Welcome. And hey, Anne, you went to the Urban Sketches in New York. Yeah, that's the thing. I think that the want or the need technically never ends, because at least for me, I see potential in everything. So I'm literally like, oh, I can try this and I can try that and I can try this and that. And so everything is a potential. Yeah. But I have to admit, a watercolorist, one, it's a big sketchbook, and two, it's made by hand. So it's not going to be the kind of sketchbook that one just messes around in. I guess it can be if you want it to be. But it's certainly, you know, everyone has different budgets, but for me, it's completely worth it for the fact that they are 100% cotton watercolor sketchbooks that are made by hand. Let me see. Oh yeah, so then the other thing I kind of wanted to say is that if you are interested, this is my membership. And I also kind of wanted to quickly share how people can navigate through it. I will make a video to kind of make it a bit easier for new members. But ultimately what I wanted to say is that the Ko-fi, which is this bit, is the main membership bit. So on here, you can see a couple of things. One, the shop that I'll come back to in a second. Can you see my cursor, by the way? I hope you can, but if you can't, I will. That's why I keep doing this, because I feel like you can't see me. But yeah, so the shop, which I'll come back to in a second, and then the posts or the feed, which are down here. Each month I will do like a post like this where I highlight, I can show you. It's open for everyone, but there I'll highlight one where you can get the welcome pack, but also like dates for your diary, things that we're going to be doing, past videos that I have made. This, by the way, I have shared already. I just need to go and update the link. But yeah, if you're interested, you can go and watch that. Other art events that are coming up, doses of inspiration, which again reminds me with this, which is the, I'll come back to it. I feel like I'm going to come back to a lot of stuff as well as, so I basically highlight what we have coming this month and then what we did the month prior so that you can have all the links and access to that as well. So we did the color workshop, which was free for everyone to attend, but the replay is for members only. And you can access that here, as well as the warm versus cool guide that I've created. These are the Zoom session replays that we have done, the happy mail that I have sent out, which I'm so excited by. It was one of my favorite happy mails, not just for the colors, but just putting them together. It was wonderful. And then I also like share a little bit of like my life updates and also what we got up to on YouTube. So that's every month that I do that, just to make it a bit easier to find everything that you want or need. Then the boats, so this is the dose of inspiration that I create, and it's essentially like a PDF or a guide that is full of things that are inspiring me around that time based around a topic. So with the boats one, everyone is different basically, but with the boats one, what I did was I shared a number of references, and 6 of them were references that I haven't painted yet, that I'm really excited to try, that I haven't done. Then I also shared, I think, 9 or 10 references that I was really excited by, and thus I painted, but I just shared them as is, so you can just have the reference, and they're all royalty free, so you can use them yourself how you'd like, or they're my own photos, which again you can use as you'd like. And then the other bit that I did was, the last section was I actually shared 10 references, but with my paintings, so you could see how I interpret the different references and the changes that I make and the color choices that I make. And that's for the boats one, but every single one is different and it varies depending on the topic. So if you are a member, you can download this for free for the next few days. I want to say 2 days. You can download it for free. After that, it will be available in the shop, so it's still for members only, but it won't be free anymore. And as you can see, 28 people have downloaded it, but you can definitely, I think there are a few who haven't downloaded it as of yet. Then I'll go back to my page. So the shop is the other bit that I wanted to share that I hope will make sense. So for the Ko-fi on the membership, the way that I have the shop is every few weeks, around 6 weeks or so, I will go and update all the videos, the posts, the reference guides, everything that I've created in the past 6 weeks, and add them to the shop so that you can scroll through it basically and be able to access everything that you want quite easily. So you can either scroll, or if you want, you can use the filters. So here, for example, access for all are the ones that are free for everybody to access. You don't have to be a member. But then the like art challenge ones, which are the art prompts that we've done. If you want the Zoom sessions, you can, it's in alphabetical order. So if you want the Zoom sessions, you can click on that, and then you can see all the Zooms and the live streams that we have done basically, and you can watch them back and and enjoy not only the painting but the chatting and the good vibes. that comes from attending these sessions. If you have the filters off, so you leave it on all and you type welcome, for example, then you'll be able to see like the welcome guide and all the other things that you want. So if you wanted flowers, you could type flowers, so on and so forth. The search isn't the best thing, because if you type flowers and I wrote florals, then it won't come up. But still, it gives you a place to start. And if ever you're stuck and you're not sure, then you can just ask me and I can help you navigate that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then the other part of it is the Discord, which I won't share here because it's our like private chats. But essentially for the Discord, that's where we do the chatting, where we share each other's artwork, and where the community aspect is, where you can talk to me and to other members basically, and you get access to that as one of my members. So, oh, thank you, Anne. You loved the gouache video. Good. I'm glad. It was. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And it's so good that you mentioned that, because next month, so in a few days, we're going to be delving deep into gouache together at the request of a few members. So we will be doing paint alongs. I'll be sharing references, material lists, just everything to get you excited and starting when it comes to painting with gouache. And if you join today as one of the, so I've opened the Happy Mail tier just during this live stream, just in case anyone was interested in particular. If not, so if you're watching this on the replay, you can join the waiting list, and once it's open again, I will email everyone on the waiting list and let them know. But yeah, with the Happy Mail, you also get all the rewards that I mentioned in terms of like getting to paint together and all these resources, but you also get sent the watercolor samples that I create every other month. So if you would like to join, you most certainly can. And if you join today, I will send you I'll send you a mini Happy Mail in December. So normally what would happen is that you would join, for example, how do I explain it? If you joined in December, for example, which is when the next opening will open, you're a member in December and January. In that time, you can access all the live streams, the Zoom sessions, the resources. And then in February, you receive the Happy Mail. So you receive it a month after. If you were to leave, for example, you'd receive it a month after you leave. But if you join today, I'll send you one instead, as a bonus, as a thank you, my contribution to Black Friday. But anyway, I typed this to show gouache, just in case you were curious and you wanted to see like what kind of things were available for gouache. This here, the gouache techniques, is one of the videos that I've got like the best feedback on, and in there I kind of go through different techniques that I employ when painting. Then I have a few like real-time tutorials that actually puts that into practice. And if you're not a member but you want my gouache workbook and course, you can access that on my Ko-fi as well. And yeah, so as you can see, we already have a number of videos to kind of get you started when it comes to painting with gouache, but in December we're just going to be doing it a bit more and doing both gouache and acrylic gouache. I hope that makes sense. I'm just looking through. Your name isn't coming up. I can see your name, Fire Ice Range. Got FOMO and almost bought Koval. I understand that word. Honestly, the shipping stops me so many times with loads of different things. And that's the thing, the shipping almost stopped me in my tracks as well, because I hate paying for shipping. And I understand, like, from a business perspective, I understand why the shipping can be done separately. Like when I've sold things, I've wanted to, yeah, Christine, the Happy Mail is available everywhere. It's just my way of saying thank you to saying thank you and also sharing the joy and the excitement that I get from exploring the different watercolors. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, from a business perspective, I understand, right? Because I don't want people to think, say for example, I'm charging £30 for, I don't know, a palette, right? But I know that shipping is £11. I don't want people thinking I'm getting £30 when in fact I'm actually getting 19, which is why you'd then say, oh, actually it's £19, but then £11 shipping. But I also get it for, as a buyer, £11 shipping just makes you reconsider the whole thing. And it's like, wait, it's technically the same amount, still coming up to 30, but there's something about looking at it that has you thinking like, whoa, what is going on? I can't do it. So yeah, it's a tricky one. I think I prefer, tell me it's £30 and give me free shipping. But when I do it as well, I'm like, oh no. Like, people were quite surprised that shipping to the US is £3.40. And I was confused because I was like, well, what did you think it was? Let me show you this for a second. I hope, yeah, okay. You can see me ish. I've got a headache, so if I don't quite sound like myself, that's why. Oh, Astroglio, welcome back. Thank you for joining. Sonia, now if only you knew what you did with your gouache palette. Well, you have a few days to find it. That's the one thing. You remember I said I bought one thing from the Black Friday sale. This is what I bought from the Black Friday sale. One in anticipation of our December gouache-a-thon. I've got lots of fun things planned and it's going to be a good one. I feel like the things that are requested by you quite often are the best. So this is what I got basically. And the thing is, actually, with the acrylic gouache, although the tubes are quite big, I use these up a lot quicker than the normal gouache. They're not as pigmented for me as the normal Holbein gouache, and so I get through it quicker. That being said, I'm looking forward to it. And as I say, I was kind of okay with this. I didn't hesitate at all. With the 24 set, I hesitated and now it's gone, but it's okay. I have enough gouache that I can use through December. I have plenty of gouache, although it's like, you know, that satisfying thing where it's like, oh yeah, I'm keeping all of them because until I put them through the ringer, as far as I'm concerned, there's still gouache inside it. This one, fair enough, maybe I should let go of it, but I don't know, the cheap side of me just doesn't want to let go of these. But yeah, gouache is fantastic. I brought this out so that I could show you that this is what some of the past dot cards I've done have been. So this one was a special one because it's a lot of colors, as you can see. And this is the Mission Gold Tourmaline colors for our 3rd year anniversary or birthday. I don't know if it's an anniversary or a birthday. I don't know which one to call it. But for that, I sent out the entire range for members. This one was a giveaway, so that's slightly separate. Then I've done this one, which was the granulating recipes. One of my most popular videos, I absolutely loved putting it together, was where I was sharing how you can make your own super granulating special, really cool colors. And as part of that, I created this to complement it so that people could actually experiment on their own at home. This was when the new Rosa Gallery 2025 colors were released. This was when I started exploring Sennelier, and as a result, I fell in love with it totally. And I don't know if I can show you. I've got the most random set of things for Black Friday because, like I said, I was kind of like uninspired by a lot of things. So I've got like my Etcher sketchbooks because I've made my way through quite a few of them. So what I was going to show you is, this one is, so all of these are full. And none of them are the ones I wanted to oh, are they? No, This is my urban sketching one. This is my mixed media landscapes one. And this is my completed in 5 days sketchbook. But none of them are the one that I was looking for, where I was doing the Sennelier paintings. But the art challenge that I was doing, or maybe, nope. It's a funny one because it's actually one where I started getting a lot freer inside these sketchbooks, because before I was very precious with them, and I guess to an extent sometimes I still am, but you can see like I was creating really nice pieces that I really loved. Here I started leaning more towards, I guess, a more traditional watercolor style, and I did all of that until I got to this, and I hated this page. Still not my favorite. But after that, I basically relaxed and I was like, okay, I need to finish this sketchbook. And this page here at the back is purple because I spilled acrylic ink all over my desk, sketchbook included. I think this is like stuck. Yeah, it's kind of like sealed shut. But anyway, what I was saying is that a lot of the paintings that I did for my art challenge, my watercolor art challenge, were with Sennelier, and that was because I was exploring the more traditional ways of using watercolor, which like leans into layering. Let me see. Shipping within Canada is way more expensive than £3.40. That's the thing, but this is shipping a letter, right? So shipping this is £3.40. If I want to ship something that is more than 0.5 centimeters tall, then it's £11. Assuming it's under 100 grams. These are all lessons I had to learn the hard way. Acrylic anything feels like too big a commitment. It depends, you know. I wish I could find the sketchbooks that I have in mind. I think it's, nope. I know that I just looked through one of these, but I feel like I had an example. Oh yes, it was this one. So it depends. This is acrylic gouache, and it's funny because it did just get me, I did have to use it differently, which I didn't fully appreciate at the time. Because I didn't realize how much I sometimes rely on reactivating the layer underneath gouache to kind of blend my colors, and I only realized it when I was doing this and I couldn't do that. But this is acrylic gouache, this is acrylic gouache, this is acrylic gouache, this is normal gouache on top of acrylic gouache. This was an experiment which taught me a lot. It's not something I still want to kind of try it again, but differently. But it was definitely, it was a struggle. It was a struggle to do this one. But like I said, lots of lessons learned. No, I haven't finished the Shinhan gouache. I still have them. They are in my little Stay Wet palette. I'll show you. I'm still getting accustomed to them. So I liked them. I still like them. The only thing I will say is that sometimes I kind of get a little bit stuck in my ways. And as much as I feel like I am trying and using different colors and experimenting, so on and so forth, I actually end up going back to the same colors time and time again. And so it's neither of these. And so I have a Shinhan version of this, which has taken me a little bit of getting used to. This is not the Shinhan version. This is the Daniel Smith one. And this is the Winsor & Newton one. But even in this one, I was using different colors, as you can see. So the answer is yes, I still have it. Yes, they are still lovely. They still reactivate wonderfully. They are opaque. No qualms. I'm just still trying to get used to the colors because I guess I mix quite a lot and I use quite a limited color palette with gouache. And for can't wait for my dot card. Oh, honestly, I'm so excited for the next one. The one that I'm sending out in December is going to be the wish list card, which is essentially based on the recommendations and the wishes of current members. They basically asked, and I looked through it and put a palette together based on that. So I'm looking forward to sending that. And then at the same time, we will also be exploring gouache. So that won't be a dot card. Part of me wants to try a gouache dot card. The other part of me feels like it would just crumble. So maybe that's one to experiment with. But yeah, so if you don't want to receive a watercolor dot card, you can still join the membership. As you know, I love a range of different medias. And so the digital rewards and the studio tiers are all geared towards, you know, everyone who loves all the different supplies. What am I missing? Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat. Question, Clark Fine Art. Do you print your own cards? Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I print them myself. What, like this one? No, this is these ones are done by the brand. But like this one was the last one I did for last Christmas. Hint, hint. This one was the mini one that I did, and then I did a bigger one and I put 24 baubles, if you will, which were 24 different colors. So I drew this and printed it myself. This one was a really fun one because it's the golden watercolors. So it was the watercolors that had either Quin Gold or had PO48 Quin Gold-esque colors basically, and comparing them. And then I also added a few extras. I guess I should kind of, I don't know, I've kept some of them but not all of them, and I wonder if I should keep them for myself or send them out as extra gifts. But with this one I also included some 100% cotton watercolor paper, as I do for some of them, and obviously all of them come with a letter from me. This one was my blues, granulating recipes, my golden one. So there's quite a few. There's and they're all super fun. This is the autumn palette one that I created. I got carried away and wrote a really long letter, which is the brown the brown paper here, and then I also included a couple of stickers, one being my own and one being some Roman Schmall ones that I took when I went to Poland. So that's the Happy Mail tier. But I think one of the key things is that the best parts are not only the Happy Mail but more so the community, and just the resources, having someone to kind of create with. That's been the highlight of my year this year in terms of art wise, and that's been like community, painting with you, meeting friends in real life, painting with people, and painting online. Cool. When I don't know when we're going to collaborate, Astroglio. That's a good question. What I will say is that Roman Schmall is the sponsor for my art, is one of the sponsors for my art retreats. So that I'm excited about, because all the sponsors have given made some really cool contributions, and I can't wait for the people who are coming to the art retreats to actually receive them. Hey Michelle. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe that will be like a little mini project that I will do for myself. The other thing that I kind of wanted to highlight is, as I kind of alluded to at the beginning of this, by the way, I've shared the links to everything down below in the description if you want to join my membership, the sales that are going on, so on and so forth. But like I said, I wasn't massively inspired, so I got the acrylic gouache in part because of the acrylic gouache and the gouache month that's coming up. The other things that I got are like really random stuff, which I'm going to show you, not because I think they're very niche to me in terms of things that are inspiring me, but maybe this will be like a jump off point for you and you'll find something that will inspire you, either something that you'll find on great offer or something that you already have at home and you realize you don't need to buy anything, which would be, you know, the ideal thing. So some of the things, maybe it makes sense to show this. I wanted to do, for the gouache, we'll see if it works, right? But I wanted to paint these with gouache. And so I've had this random urge and desire to create paintings on wood for a while. And it's not just paint on wood. I also wanted to like stick my paper on wood. Like I wanted my paintings to have a bit more of a finished presentation. And I've had this desire to do this for a very long time. And I randomly decided to buy these to finally do them. So in December, that's one of the things that I'm going to be exploring, and that's doing some gouache paintings on these. They are, so if you like look for wood panels for painting apparently are just ridiculously expensive. But if you look for wooden coasters, then they're not as expensive. And that's basically what I have done. I will probably gesso these. Because if you look for gesso, if you want to look for something really expensive, look for gesso board. Irrespective of the size, it's crazy expensive, but really nice to paint on. Which is, I have one gesso board behind me. And that's what made me realize that I like the feeling of painting on wood with gouache. But it was just too expensive to be able to get loads more. So I've got that. And then, again, super random thing. This was £5, but I thought it looked really nice and put together. So I thought that I would use this to create a favorites palette. So I have the favorites palette that is of your favorite colors, and I've linked a video down below where I shared the creation, well, where I shared the colors. I will make a separate video where I share the creation of this, but I wanted to make a separate version that will be my favorite colors. See wildflower, then all of a sudden you get them for a lot cheaper. So I've got this again for £5, and it was more so of like, I thought it looked cute, as opposed to it serving any, you know, great purpose. I do have some of these as well that I could have used, but thought the presentation of this would be a winner. Although it's kind of annoying to close. I don't know if it's me getting the paper stuck all the time. Could be. Well, there we go. And yeah, the stuff that I got is pretty much random projects that I wanted to do. So I also got like, I got these, which are like little mint tins, and I got them for a number of things. One, if I want to make my own little palettes, I can. But two, I thought I would be able to like fill them with some colors, either my favorite colors or little palettes, and either give them as gifts or sell them. I don't know, I just really liked the color and the look of them. So do you see what I mean? It wasn't like there's anything super like brand specific that I got. But then because I was feeling so uninspired, if we will, the other thing that I decided to do, remember I said that I got this sketchbook for £1.20? Well, last year I did what was called an inspiration map. So on there, basically, you what I did is like got an A3 piece of paper, so paper that's like this size, and I wrote down all the different things that I wanted to try, that I was inspired by, that I was curious about. I wrote down color palettes, so on and so forth. Right? It's just such a great exercise, and I'm recommending that you do it as well if you're ever feeling, even if you're not feeling stuck. In fact, especially if you're not feeling stuck, it can be so helpful, because then you pour all these different ideas and little bits of inspiration that you have onto your page or your book. What I wanted to do this year was slightly different, and instead of using just one piece of paper, because it was kind of hard to go back to, I just didn't go back to it often. I wanted to use a book, and then thus it can kind of be a resource that I can go back to time and time again, but also it's something that is analog, so I don't have to look at screens when I want to use it, and I can just build up on it time and time again. And the beauty of it is you have what you need already. You can start off with paper and then take it from there. What I then did to kind of complement that is I looked through the things that I was finding inspiring. So I looked through the paintings that I have created that I love, and I've printed them so that I can stick them inside the book. And then eventually what will happen is I'll have this book or this page full of things that I can flip through when I want an idea or I want to spark something new. So here, for example, I printed out these boats because I love these paintings. Like, I absolutely love them. I also printed out this, which was from the from the fruits series that I did a couple of years ago. And with this, for example, I might cut it out, stick it in, and then like write a note to remind me of what inspires me when I look at this. So not just the colors, but also that I created this on my couch. I couldn't record anything, and so I was really experimental and really playful, and I just had such a good summer. That's what I think about when I look at these. This was when I went to Dorset and the sun was setting, and I just did a lovely painting. This here was a Zoom session. It was a Zoom session, right? It was either Zoom or a live stream. I think it was a Zoom session that we did together, and I just love the granulation that was in this piece, and so I printed that. And then if we look here, some of them, the inspiration is quite direct and quite obvious, and some of them, they represent something specifically for me. So the reason that I'm highlighting this to you is because for you it might be that you're printing out paintings that you like, or a time that you had like a wonderful day, or color schemes that you like. For this, for example, I really loved this sketchbook and this picture, but it also reminds me of a future project that I want to do. This is the abstract grids that I did that I want to embrace more. And then when I look at this, I also think about using my soft pastels more and exploring with different materials. This also, you'll note there's squares, which also reminds me of the project that I want to do with the coasters. So my point is that sometimes you can get so much more inspiration from your own work and your own little projects that you can from any Black Friday deal. And I don't know if this video is influencing or de-influencing, but I just kind of felt like actually when I was looking through the sales, I wasn't that inspired, and I was like a bit disappointed that I'd waited all this time to buy stuff and there wasn't like anything that blew me off my feet. But then the thing that got me really excited was spending time to look through my artwork and my pictures and kind of seeing like, oh, well, which ones excite me, which ones get me to paint or get me to want to paint. The other thing, hold on, I just want to show you some examples so that you know how to do this for yourself, So the other thing that you could do, that I'm going to do, for example, as we know, I am loving painting boats. Why lie to myself? So I've got some references of boats that I'm going to stick in here. And again, the point is that it's something I can build up over time, but equally, if I just need, sometimes it's just nice to have the physical reference in front of you rather than looking on a screen. And if you're like me, and then once you start looking, you remember that you need to reply to emails and do 1,000,001 different things, then having it on paper is just so helpful. And initially, to be honest, what I wanted to do was print out a book of inspiration for myself, like create a curated book of inspiration and print it. Once I saw how much that cost, I was like, I can just make it myself. This whole activity can be something that we do for fun ourselves. So as I say, if you remember, then you can check out the replay where we did the session of the inspiration map, and because you can just apply the same things to creating your own inspiration book. And like I said, I bought this book for £1.20. You can use a sketchbook that you have that you're not using, or if you have a sketchbook where you hate the paper inside it, this is a great project for it. Let me see. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything, sorry. Question, what printer did you get? So I got I got it's called the Epsom Workforce. I will have a look and I will link it because I can see it, but I need the full name. It's good because it can print on 300 GSM paper, so it can print on relatively thick paper, which is good. It's sometimes like it won't print beautiful, perfect pictures on that paper, but for black and white and for making my own swatch cards, it's perfect. Oh, and I know, I can't wait to do more retreats. Part of me was wondering if I could maybe do a third one. We will see. Because obviously I'm also like, working. So it's kind of hard to explain to work why I'm taking that much time off. But yeah, so I will definitely see it. And what I'll say is that if you are interested in attending any of my retreats, then be sure to join the wait list that I have created. And then if I'm able to expand it, or if I'm doing an extra retreat, I'll be able to get in touch with you straight away and let you know. That goes for everyone. The first one sold out before I could do a public launch. And the second one sold out pretty much straight away as well, which is insane, which had me thinking like, oh yeah, I should probably do a third one. But we'll see. Time will tell. I'm really excited for them. And like I said, Roman Schmore is one of the sponsors. Pentel is one of the sponsors. I have a couple, maybe, potential sponsors. We shall see how things go. But I already have 2 incredible sponsors. So anyone else would be like a wonderful bonus. Also, sponsors are not like, necessary or for art retreats, but I just thought that it would be nice. A watercolorist says, make sure to seal the coasters as they may not be archival. Yeah, good point. I'm hoping the gesso should be enough of a protective layer. But if not, I guess it'll also be fine. I don't want it. I think the main thing is you don't want it to have acid. Like, you'd like it to be acid free. Otherwise it yellows over time. Sorry, I'm just checking. Wildflower. That is so true. It's so funny, isn't it? And it's like, it's funny because I looked back on a video that I created in 2023, and in it, as I chat, I can actually start doing this. But in that video, I was kind of talking about how I really wanted to do an art retreat. And that was like one of my goals. And then I forgot that I'd said it in a video that it was one of my goals. But obviously in my heart, I knew it was something that I wanted to do. But yeah, it's funny. Sometimes you just, I guess, have to bet on yourself because, they rejected me 2 or 3 times. And the thing is that I didn't even understand. They were very nice. They were very polite about it. But they were kind of like, oh no, you can't, our retreats are by invitation only. So I thought they meant like somebody else has to recommend me. So I was like, oh, okay, who invites me then? And they just never replied, I guess, because, I was misunderstanding what they were saying. And then I got in touch with them again and I was like, hey, I think like a year later or something, and they were like, oh no, our retreats are by invitation only. So I was like, okay, fine. But if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And sometimes you don't have to wait for permission. And it's meant that, I've been able to do my own retreat the way that I want it. I am so excited for everyone that's going to come, and I am beyond grateful because it's kind of like against all odds, isn't it? They weren't sure that I would fill a retreat, I guess, which is odd because to me that if say someone doesn't fill a retreat, then obviously it's not what one wishes for or hopes for, but then they get cancelled. They don't lose any money. So I don't really understand why they were so resistant to letting me do a retreat, but it's okay. Who knows, maybe one day. Thank you so much, Gina. I just thought that it might be helpful if I show you how I do this. And the thing is, I think the very first inspiration map that I made, I didn't put pictures on. I didn't need to put pictures on. So if you don't have a printer, don't let that stop you. The point is that you're just making a note, right? So that when you look back, you can pick up where you left off, and you can see, what's inspiring you. So if I actually were to leave these, this is something separate, by the way, that I'm going to do. Is this not adorable? I haven't done many tiny mini paintings. For me, this is a tiny painting. I don't know if anybody else will agree, but for me it is. It's A8 size, so it is, I don't know what dimensions A8 are, to be honest. It is, look at what I had to buy to make sure that my Happy Mail is always in size. It is 7.5 by 4.5 inches. So it's like 2 by 3 inches, basically. Yes, exactly. So I had no interest really in doing tiny paintings because I thought that they would just be difficult. You wouldn't be able to get many layers, so on and so forth. But earlier this week, I wasn't feeling well, but I wanted to be creative. But the idea of just doing a whole big painting, I just felt like I couldn't. And so I saw, my little swatch cards that I had. So I was like, okay, well, let me just do a small painting on there. And it was actually surprisingly therapeutic. And so I'm probably going to do a couple more and make a video on it because it was a lot of fun. Yes, there are A8 sizes. Caddy, I'll show you. Obviously, you can cut the paper yourself to get it to this size, but I bought this because I cut the paper myself for swatch cards that I was making, and it took me so long that I was like, okay, next time I'm just buying them. Although actually I've changed my mind, and next time I'm just going to cut them because do I want to cut this? I made the mistake of making this double-sided. So, in terms of like inspiration stuff that I was talking about, one aspect is my own art. The other aspect is references that you can then recreate yourself later on, or something that reminds you of references that you're going to find inspiring. Here, these paintings are master studies that I did inspired by Cézanne. So this is both a reminder of painting landscapes, but also doing master studies. This is, like I said earlier, the fruits era that I was in. Happy. I don't know why the colors are. It's struggling with the colors, but it's more accurate here. Maybe if I put cool light. So this is again like the fruit series, but then also when I looked at this, it reminded me of a sticker. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll make fruit stickers. All random ideas. I don't necessarily need to do all these projects, but at least I have something to start off. What I printed on the other side is photos of me like with people. So like I said, the highlight of this year for me was definitely being with people, being in our Zoom sessions, our live streams, but also traveling to different places and meeting different people and different artists and just having such an incredible time. And so I also wanted to print these pictures so that I could include them and remind myself to make the effort to go and attend these events and meet these people and make these connections, because it is always worth it for me. It's definitely been the highlight, and you can tell by the grin on my face in all the pictures. So I highlight this to say that this is also a form of inspiration. Do you see what I mean? You don't have to be like very rigid with the way that you do this. It's anything. It can be like some like old cloth that you wanted to put on there. It can be like swatches of the materials that you're using that you want to use more of. It can be anything. And then when you look through it, you'll have something to go for. So I know it's kind of hard to imagine it when you have an empty sketchbook at the moment, but I really hope that you'll try it and it will inspire you. I'm wondering which side I should cut. Probably not this side. This side. I'm just thinking ink-wise. Can you imagine? Oh, you found me through Leslie. That's so awesome. I'll have to let her know. She's just so nice and so lovely. Everyone here is really, like, this is the art retreat, like the art retreat that I went to that got me, you know, so excited. This is when I went car camping and just taking the leap and doing that. This is from my time in Italy. I need to find a picture, but Ashley Hawkes and I just spent so much time chatting and having such a wonderful time in Italy. And as we were talking, we were looking at this building here. So that's what it reminds me. This is Sarah Burns when she came to London. That was so awesome as well. And then obviously this is when I went to Poznan, and Melanie Chadwick as well, Tom Shepherd and his retreat. So like I said, meeting people is the best part, and I'm going to meet a lot of my members at my art retreats, so then I'll be able to add your pictures to my book of inspiration too. The small paper, sorry, I took it off the screen so quickly. So the small paper is the Caddy paper. I got it from Jackson's. But I think if you Google it, you'll see like other places that sell it as well. But yeah, I just got it from Jackson's. Thank you. I was surprised because I was like, how much detail can I really get? That's the thing I find, you know, amazing with Leslie's paintings and anyone who does tiny painting. I just don't know how you can get that much detail into something so small. But then color me surprised, because I don't know if it will focus. But I got a good amount of detail. This is even worse, even less focus. Let's see. You see, I feel like I got quite a good bit of detail, like even the writing on the boat and stuff. And that's even though it is tiny. So I definitely want to do more. And I thought that it would be fun to, oops, what did I do? I thought it would be fun to do a few more. And basically, because I created this because I want to and need to make a video about the colors that I chose from the Ultimate Favorites palette. Which colors did I actually pick to put inside my palette, right? So not my favorite colors, but my favorite of your favorite colors. And I wanted to make a video highlighting that and doing a painting, but as I said, I wasn't feeling well, and so I did this little painting based on that. But it's funny because I feel like even though I'm technically using a different palette, I feel like it's still it's still very much in line with my palette. But again, this is also like fun stuff that you can do. I'll probably take a picture of this and then print it out so that I can stick it inside here, and I can just have a really cool and fun page dedicated to the boat series. And like I said, like the granulation in this, I love. I absolutely love. And it's something that may mean absolutely nothing to anyone else, but to me, it does. And same with like here, for example, like I've been doing these little abstracts. So I got the Pith sketchbook because I could see it was getting recommended quite a lot. I would say similar to the Royal Talon sketchbook. It's nice if you like dry media. It will tolerate wet media, but I don't recommend it for watercolor or wet media. Like, I think just use watercolor paper. It's more enjoyable. If you like the crinkle, fine. I would say that this is maybe a little bit harder than the Royal Talons paper to paint on because it's like a little bit slippery. So watercolor takes a while to sink into the paper, but it's doable. Anyway, I got this little sketchbook and I've just been doing some small personal abstracts in there, using it as a way to kind of explore colors, explore techniques, and sometimes honestly I'm not exploring anything, I just want to put something to paper, and these are kind of like the results. So I took a picture basically of them, although in hindsight I think I should have taken a picture of, where are you, I should have taken a picture of this one. I hated it when I made it and now I love it. But yeah, so basically this will remind me of a number of different things. One, taking time for myself, because these are not videos, they're just for me. But also just playing and experimenting. If I ever get across the pond and find myself in Maine, that would be so awesome. I'm honestly, I mean, it sounds irrational. Like, I think I will come to the US. I just don't know when. I haven't planned for it, but I feel like it's inevitable. I feel like it's inevitable and I should make another trip. So if I do, is Maine near Seattle? Because a friend invited me to Seattle as well, so I was thinking about maybe going there. But I just want to make sure I've covered everything, and I think I have. So one, you know about the Black Friday sales, and I feel like ultimately if you see a great deal, buy it, but just be vigilant, because a lot of the deals in other places, not so much so Jackson's, but especially Amazon, a lot of the deals are actually just the price in red or the price higher than it was before. Even like, so Casa is doing 20% off, so some of the prices are really good, and some of them, their RRP is so ridiculous that 20% off is not, it's just the normal price. So just be vigilant, don't buy anything if you don't need anything. There are definitely different ways that you can stay inspired. Resist the FOMO. I started feeling FOMO, you know. I was seeing like all these videos where everyone was getting like gifts from different brands, and I was like, oh, I started feeling FOMO. I started feeling like I was missing out, and on one hand I was like, oh, maybe I should buy them, on the other hand I was like, oh, why have I been left out? Like, it's, social media is a weird place. Social media is a very, very weird place. So yes, get something if it's going to make you feel happy and inspired, and it's what you need and it's what you've been saving for. Be vigilant to find great deals. If you can, I would say try to support small businesses or independent artists. I feel like that at least you can then feel like, as well as getting an awesome supply or an awesome resource, you're also making a difference to an artist, as opposed to just giving in to whoever has the biggest marketing budget. I've really been loving joining different people's Zoom sessions and Patreons and different memberships. So definitely consider supporting artists, because it does make a difference, and it does mean that they're there. And I know that a lot of the time, once the artists kind of give up and leave, everyone's like, oh, if we'd known, we would have supported. But now is the time that makes a difference. So say, for example, Leslie Strauss is going to come out with her book, and she has a Patreon as well where you can support her. Sarah Burns has a fantastic Patreon as well, where if you love gouache, you'll definitely love her Patreon as well. Melanie Chadwick has a Substack. I'm just going through the friends on here. Melanie Chadwick has a Substack, and honestly, you're different. Like, she has so many wonderful resources on there as well, and your support would make a very, very, very big difference to her. Right now, I think she shared it publicly, but she's just had a baby, and as you can imagine, it's a lot. So, if you can support a small, growing, hardworking artist, then definitely consider joining her Substack as well. Tom Shepard has a watercolor school, so again, his is excellent, and definitely consider joining him on there as well. And I mean, there are just so many lovely, wonderful artists out there as well. Like I said, Koval sketchbooks. But yeah, Durwood, FOMO is real. I had to say it out loud. Just because there is a discount code doesn't mean you need to use it. That is honestly so true. Like I said, I was feeling the FOMO. I was really feeling the FOMO and just left out, and kind of this urge to buy stuff that I didn't even want or need. I just actually had FOMO is the fear of missing out, so, which is what I think drives a lot of buying on, you know, from social media and stuff, because you don't want to miss out and it seems like everything is great. And so I would look at different products and I'd be like, oh, maybe I should get it. Like, oh, maybe the price is never going to be as good as it is now and I don't want to miss out. Like that kind of thinking is the fear of missing out. So, I mean, I think ultimately just be wise and be inspired, you know. If that's through buying art supplies, then by all means buy art supplies. If it's through supporting artists, then support artists. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, Melanie Chadwick is on Substack. Yeah, she is. Leslie and Sarah are on Patreon. Omar Wynn, I haven't got her picture on here because I'd run out of time to print, but as you can see, I have plenty of printing to still do. But Omar Wynn also has a really great Patreon as well as a YouTube channel, as do all the ladies I've mentioned. And she also has a class that she's released on like the essentials of watercolor. So again, you can consider supporting her there. And I believe that she's also doing a Black Friday sale at the moment. You're fighting gouache FOMO right now. You don't need to the thing is, I love gouache, but I also love watercolor. So it's just a thing of they're both great. They're both really great. And if you have watercolor, then you could spend a whole lifetime exploring watercolor and still not fully get to the end. But I was tempted by the M. Graham in general, the watercolors and the gouache. Helen Cryer had made a video where she was swatching them out, and that video kind of helped me resist a bit, because although the colors were nice, she kind of said that they're not the most opaque of watercolors, and I really like opacity in watercolors. So again, everything, I'm just like reconsidering stuff a bit more. Could use with some gift cards. But so my plan initially was like to paint, or to actually start creating this inspiration book. But if I'm being honest, I'm really not feeling that great. So I think I will have to go. I'm sorry. It's wild to me. It's like, oh my gosh, it's only a 1.5 hour live stream as opposed to the usual 3 hours or so. But I think I just need to take some acetaminophen, as you guys call it, paracetamol as I call it, and ibuprofen, and maybe something extra. But I'm just checking the chat before I go. Yeah, no, we'll do. It's nothing serious. I'm sure it's just a migraine. I will be fine in a few days. But yeah, honestly, I guess it also makes sense to say a special thank you to all my members, past, current, and future. You make such a big difference to me and to your fellow members. And it's not just a question of like the difference to me being financial, but also like the inspiration. You make me better. You make me think of new and creative ideas to keep you inspired, which in turn also keeps me inspired. And also I take it as a big vote of confidence, and I think, and trust, and I don't take it lightly. And like I said, like Wildflower pointed out, you know, it's easy to have imposter syndrome where even corporations won't work with you because they don't think you have a big enough support, or you have a big enough audience, or just whatever other reasons, because, you know, it's not just a question of IG followers or whatever. It just having your support and having you behind me and being part of the live streams and the chats, and I mean you as in like both members and people who are watching these videos, it makes a big difference. It really does. It lets me know in a way that I'm having a positive impact, and that's what makes it all worth it basically. And that is why, because people keep asking me what's an MVP, and an MVP is the most valuable person, the most valuable painter, but person I guess makes more sense, and essentially it's you, the people who watch, the people who chat to me, who leave comments, who share, even the people who are just watching and never going to share and are never going to say anything, but you still watch. It's still support. You still make this a wonderful community, and that is why you are so valuable to me, because it's not worth it otherwise. But I'm so sorry that I've had to cut this short and that I haven't painted, but I hope that having this this chat will somewhat leave you inspired, and you'll have a place to start. If you do create your own, sorry, I was just checking to see if I could get my other inspiration map to share it with you. Talk about pushing it when I shouldn't. But anyway, I will. Oh, do I? No, I don't have it to hand. Maybe if I create a video for this, like maybe it will be something that we did like last year where I will share it in a membership. But if you are a member, you can definitely go back and watch the creating the inspiration map video, and there you'll get a bit more of a head start into how to do this yourself. If not, I will be creating this for myself, and although I won't be able to share every page, because I do believe that this is something that should be private, as opposed to, like, you can share parts of it, do you know what I mean? No rules, do whatever's best for you. But I don't, if I have it in my mind that I'm going to share everything, I don't think I'm going to be as completely honest and free as I would want to be. And ultimately this is supposed to be a resource that benefits me and my creativity and has all my ideas, so I will share parts of it later on. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then consider liking it, and honestly, I hope that you have a wonderful creative weekend, and I really, really appreciate you. So thank you all so much for a wonderful live, and have a lovely evening. Bye.